Hi guys, welcome to another episode of BarryTsGarage. This one is a little bit different. I had a little quick encounter with Ed, and he's got a really crazy day going on, very busy, trying to solve problems, trying to work some things out. But because of calendar and timing things, we decided it was time to do a real fast engine start and talk about that Hemi right there behind me. So I'm going to have to apologize ahead of time. We didn't have time to get our microphones just set right, and I didn't have a mic at all, and I just tried to get Ed to at least start the engine up and tell us a little bit about it. So I'm not sure how the editing is even going to go on this video. I hope I captured the engine start in a good enough way that you'll be able to hear it. A lot of times these straight out the engine pipes are so loud, and this engine shakes the building. It is so loud. The microphones have a really tough time not getting overwhelmed. So we'll see how this goes, but I want to welcome you to this short episode. I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for supporting our channel. Really appreciate it. You know how to like and subscribe and all those things. We appreciate you. And Ed says hi. Okay, here we go.
And here's a pressure gauge. Oh, this is suction, if you're on a car, and pressure is this way.
Uh-huh.
So it runs about, the first notch is 10, 20, 30, and it probably is 6 or 7 pounds.
All right, and that's measuring from the blower somewhere?
In the blower, in the intake manifold.
In the intake manifold.
Yeah,
I
so
see.
we know that's how much pressure is in the engine.
I see.
Instead of the engine sucking, it's blowing that much air in it.
Okay.
And that's normally on a turbocharged motor, 9's pretty good.
Yeah.
Good for the street.
Yep.
And sometimes these guys are 112 on something,
Yep.
if they know what they're doing. And in a top fuel car, I don't know, I'll just say 35 or 40.
Yeah, they get way up there, don't they?
That's why it blows the whole body and the whole car apart.
Yeah, if it lets
Or
go,
goes
it's
bang.
gone big.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes big.
Yeah.
So again, let me,
All right. Wow, my ears kind of hurt.
what?
What did you say? Wow.
That's just about this much throttle, just the crack on the throttle.
Wow.
I don't know what you'd do if you had it on a car out here and mashed the gas to the floor. I couldn't imagine. I don't think there's a tire anywhere unless you had, I don't know what would hold it.
Right.
Depends on how heavy the vehicle is.
Right, right.
Well, it either,
You need a lot of traction to hook it up.
yeah, you would, yeah.
Somehow.
That's crazy. I love those motors. Everybody loves this motor. The old time motor, first Chryslers and 58s, that's what they were.
Okay, right.
The 758s, and they put out so gigantic horsepower in 58.
Yeah.
They didn't change it until 64 or 65 when they came out with the late model Hemi. And it took several years for the late model Hemi to get them to start using that too.
Right.
Probably into the 70s or something before they got all that camshaft and pistons and and keep it together. That's the main thing, is just keep it together.
Right. So much power, I guess.
Yeah, before, I don't know who was the first one to use a late model Hemi, Don Garlits probably. And some of the other ones. And I remember Don Garlits, he had so many secrets. Even this one, he used to run so fast, and I remember he came to California. There's a whole big thing about dragsters in those days, the Greek fleet. So that was the Greek, Chrysler Hemi and a bunch of those guys, they invaded LA. Come out here to kick some butt, I guess.
Okay.
So they come out here, and then they went over, they got something about somebody else told him, he says, we went over and got, I think, Smith Brothers push rods, and put big push rods in it. The car went 5 miles an hour faster.
Really?
Yeah, so he didn't tell nobody. I don't think he did.
No.
Of course he wouldn't. He wouldn't tell nobody.
Probably not.
At least 10 years.
Yeah.
Or something. But he put bigger push rods. I remember that.
Huh.
And bigger diameter. Not
Right.
length, but number. And they wouldn't flex so much.
I
Because they
see.
are long. They're
Right.
really long push rod.
Okay.
And they went 5 miles an hour faster. It's just things like that. And kept on going.
Yeah.
Fun.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Wow.
These are cold. But these float levels are too high.
Why do you say they're too high?
Fumes, it's boiling over the carburetor a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Going down in the Venturas, and once it goes down, it just evaporates, and it's smoke coming out of both of them. It's just vapor, gasoline vapor. So I know the backs are okay, the float levels, but the fronts probably need to be screwed down maybe a half a turn or something will stop that.
Okay.
Next time I start it,
You'll adjust a little bit?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a good...
Other than that, there's no oil leaks or anything. There was an oil leak, and these are strange motors, and the oil leaks were, but the N2 header bolts, here, this one and this one here, go into the valve cover area.
Really?
Yes. So the oil from the valves, it would puddle in the bottom of the cylinder head here, right where the header bolt sticks through.
So does oil sneak through the thread?
Yes, it comes out the heads because they're hot oil, comes out the header bolt heads and drips on the floor. So yesterday I took the bolts out and put sealer on them, tightened them back up again.
I see.
So that's crazy when your header bolt leaks oil. The front one and the back one, nobody had nothing else. So that's a little. This has a roller cam in it.
Okay.
And I adjust the valves at 20 and 22.
So which one of those is the intake? 20?
Well, intake's 20 and 22 because the exhaust gets hot and expands a little bit. Okay. But I want to set them tight because every time that the engine rotates to take up that other 10,000ths of gap that you would set them at 30 or 32, then the engine has to rotate a few degrees to close that gap, that 10,000ths. Okay. That's a little bit, but the closer they start better.
Right, okay.
Start smoother in the cars. That's why solid lifter motors start so much quicker than a hydraulic. You don't have that hydraulic oil in there floating the lifter around. It's direct. It's solid direct. That's what this is, yeah. 392 Chrysler.
Okay.
It's a wreath crank, stoker crank out of California, Los Angeles. And I'm not sure what the bore is. I forgot that. But it's got a 1/4 inch longer stroke in it. So it puts it at maybe 450, 460 cubic inches.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. And got a good crank and good oil pumps, 80 pounds oil pressure, and not much else. The heads are ported and polished out. It's pretty good.
What about the pistons?
The pistons are just a Venolia piston. They're good piston, yeah.
Okay.
Good quality piston. There's a lot of good stuff in it.
What about the rings you chose?
Oh, we always use total seal rings.
Okay.
We always do, and that's what seals it up, and you don't see anything. Even when we run it a short while, you don't see anything coming out of the exhaust, the tailpipes.
No.
There's no smoke in here. We've been running it a little bit,
That's right.
and they seal up fast because they are a total seal ring.
Okay.
And I
Tell me about the blower.
I called BDS the other day because I would have talked to them only, and it has a sight glass right here.
Oh, let's have a look at
Yeah, a little sight glass right there.
that.
It's got oil halfway, and she says, take this. This is a breather here now. It gets a little pressure, and it's a pop valve.
Okay.
And take this out and just squirt it with an oil can. I put a 90-weight gear oil in it.
Okay.
Just regular 90 weight, no motor oil.
Uh-huh.
And that's about the only thing you do to them. And,
Okay. Not too much maintenance.
yeah.
To that.
It's got some springs here. Every blower's got springs like this on it in case it backfires. This little plate pops out. So I don't have much pressure on those. If it pops out, it's going to release that pressure.
Interesting.
Other than that, they're fine. They almost trouble-free if you mess with them, but they are a big rubber band. And this motor will not stop. If you accelerate it wide open in a car, it won't stop. There's no top speed saying that this motor will run 7 grand and just stop. That's the top RPM. No, it'll keep going till it flies apart.
Right. It's not like the old car I had that
Yeah.
valves would float. And
Valves will float. Yeah, both valves float at 5,500 and a 55 Chevy or something.
Yeah.
And but no, this won't quit.
It'll just
It just keeps going until it comes out, it comes apart. And so that's why it's ridiculous to do that with a motor like this, but it's going to be a lot of fun putting in some kind of a car somewhere. If I don't do it, I'll sell it. And somebody will put it in a car, maybe a little light car, like a little old-time gasser or something, and drive it on the street. They would be fine with that. I just bought it from a guy. I have another one here, and I have another pair of heads over here, some more valve covers, and I think I have another set of valves someplace.
Okay.
Rocker arms are kind of hard to find. I have a set of standard rocker arms stock, but I don't use those.
Okay.
So other than that, it's a good motor, yeah.
All right.
I don't think I would run nitromethane on it.
Okay.
It's probably got too much compression for that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I wouldn't run it like a Cackle Fest car unless it's just on gasoline. It should be run on, probably this year should be run on a higher test gasoline than I have. But it's a fun motor. It's really fun. I'm really excited about running it. And
Yeah, so tell me about the carburetors on here. I don't think we got that.
yeah.
So tell me about the carburetors.
The carburetors?
Yeah.
They're double pumpers. They're probably, I don't know exactly without looking at the number here. I think they're probably 750 double pumpers.
Uh-huh.
They got
They're
accelerator
Holleys.
pumps, Holley carburetors, yeah.
Yeah.
All those lines and hooks up and adjustment, yeah, all kinds of stuff on them.
So is it
You get them all set right. This here, you just set it right. You can adjust the idle on this idle screw here. Run this carburetor only up a little bit, and sure enough, it affects it. And this over here sets, so I have them really close to being synchronized. Both of them exactly the same. That's why it runs so smooth.
So, but at idle, you have it set up so this one is the only one at idle?
No, they both
run
idle.
at
Oh, absolutely, they both idle, yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Fuel on both ends.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You don't want to starve the back and just speed the front.
Yeah, you don't do that. It's not progressive.
Uh-huh.
It's wide open.
I got you.
Probably wouldn't get much gas mileage, but if you can afford the motor, you don't care about gas mileage. Gas is coming down in price anyways.
Yeah,
It'll soon be $1.50 maybe.
that'd be nice.
Start pumping some oil out of that North Dakota or something again,
Yeah,
and we'll get her done. Yeah.
that's right.
Okay, good.
What's the transmission that's hooked
It's a
up?
727 Dodge transmission, late model, with adapter on it here, and I have to have a torque converter in it to start it because the ring gear is on the torque converter, starter gear. It's not on a flywheel, individual like a Chevrolet.
Oh,
So you have to have the torque converter. I do not have. Some people have a disc made with this ring gear, and you wouldn't have. It would be a solid like a flex plate. You have to have a special made or buy a special one for that, just to start the motor up.
wow. So instead, you just put this adapter on.
Yeah, put the adapter on it, and this transmission is fine. It's been rebuilt, and it's a good transmission.
Well,
you just put the whole thing in. Yeah.
It's like a pretty nice setup. You could drop into something.
And drop in almost anything that fits in, yeah. And these spark plug wires are a special wire. They're stainless steel wires in them.
Really?
It's not a carbon wire, yeah.
Wow, that explains why they seem a little stiffer.
Yeah, they're stiffer, yeah. But they're stainless steel wires. So you don't get any resistance. You don't need any radio resistance or anything like that. Static in the radio. Okay. Well, let me put the air cleaner on, set it on there. I have air cleaner filters and everything else for it. And there's the blower stack. I'll just set that up on there. I normally don't run this because I'm just checking the engine out and stuff like this. But that's the blower stack would go on it.
Oh, yeah, that looks so good.
Yeah. It has some paper filters that go in here and pass it down. So it really looks good, yeah. Polish it up a little bit. I've been really sitting around here.
That's okay.
All right.
That is okay.
Okay,
Great.
good,
Thank
good,
you, Ed.
Good.